All right, it looks like James got off to a little bit of a late start here, but should be able to adjust it. So I don't know. They want to restart that. James was a little late. Stream delay. Okay. All right. Just making sure. That's all. Ah, very nice. Very nice. Fiesel the master. All right, so the first thing these two are going to do is they're going to be awoken by a meteorite. They're going to walk into their sister's room. And they're going to get a cracked bat. You can get out of the house the first time without the cracked bat, but the second time, when the enemies are about, you will not be able to actually leave the house unless you get it. So they're taking care of a important piece right here, right at the very beginning. So both of these runners are very accustomed to doing manipulated runs. So what you're going to see out of these two on the way up the hill is you're going to see a very tight, concise, very methodic walk. And that is very exactly what they would do during a manipulated run, because they have to have their pathing up and down the hill be as quickly as possible. Recursive, nice. I heard she was taking batting practice on one of the trees out back. Little known fact, Nessa's sister Tracy actually plays for the local girls' little league team. So again, if you're used to watching these boogie percent races, there's not a ton to see yet. What you're going to see these two probably frame for frame until they go out of the house the second time, in which case now we have RNG playing a factor in enemy spawns, damage rolls, healing, everything. Oh yeah, her batting average is better than Ness for sure. Ness tends to swing at a lot of 3-0 counts, so. Yeah, once again, these two are very well versed in the art of mashing text, so you're not going to see a ton of deviation yet. And BackgroundGuy02 is actually the person who taught me how to mash, so. It's always interesting to see what awaits the runners the second time they step foot outside the house, because there could actually be a dog spawn within the fence of Nessa's house, and they will have to go back in and do a screen transition, which a screen transition to and from, which they'd have to go back out of the house, takes 5 seconds. So it's a gap. It's not anything that's insurmountable, but it's quite it is a setback. So as you can see, BGG had a pretty favorable first spawn pattern, whereas James had to stutter a snake. So already we're seeing deviation due to RNG. It's a good stutter out of BGG. James was fortunate to get a crow spawn, which you can manipulate their movement in a couple of ways. You saw James have it move to the left to get stuck on the tree and was able to. So when they do that movement, they keep going left, so you can walk right by them. Ooh, James with the red swirl. No, snake is not something you want to see. Meanwhile, BGG is at picky and has the lead at the current moment. Yeah, so we're looking at a roughly 25 to 30-second lead for BGG here. Depending on how the Starman goes, James could very well just get everything back right at Starman. Yeah, as JT Norimaki has pointed out, Classic James has stepped on Sneck, which is never a good thing, and it's usually bad luck. You don't want to step on Sneck. No step on Sneck. And so BGG is leaving the Meteor. He's on his way to go get the bread roll, presumably, and to go fight Starman. A fun fact, in the manipulation route, some runners actually have routed a manipulation that skips getting the bread roll in an effort to save time. So Onet has been rerouted in that fashion to not include getting the bread roll. So therefore, it is faster than the tried and true method that a lot of runners still use. All right, so BGG starting the fight here. So this fight is scripted in the sense that every other turn, Buzz will shield the party, and Starman has 3 attacks he can do, or 4 if you count Fire Alpha and Beta, but he can use Fire Alpha and Beta, which is the same thing, makes no difference. He can also use Freeze, which targets 1 party member, and he can be on guard, which is what you want. That takes no time at all. Whereas the Fire targets all the party members and takes the most time. It was a nice fight out of BGG. That was a nice quick 2 cycle. So he got some good rolls on from Buzz and is right through the fight. See, as you can see, James just got the guard there, so that's pretty good luck. BGG having a phenomenal non-manipulated starting time. Anything under 8 minutes is fantastic. And BGG was about 840. 740, excuse me. It looks like this fight, unfortunately, is dragging on to 3 cycles for Classic James, but I think with the Buzz rolls, I think he's close. If he gets a lucky smash with Ness, he might be able to get him. Nope, looks like we're getting the 3-hit Starman. There's a little bit of unfortunate RNG left for Classic James, but it's not going to make or break the race. Although BG does have a bit more of a lead because of that at the moment. So again, as you can see on BGG's screen, there's some more exposition to the plot. So Buzz is going to pass on, give you the Sound Stone, and send you off to your first sanctuary. So the game revolves around collecting the melodies out of the 7 sanctuaries to trigger a cutscene in which you can go into your own mind and expand your consciousness and become like super powerful. So BGG is going to go into this clubhouse behind the library, and he's going to do the classic tried and true RPG strat of getting a defensive item, selling it for money, and then buying a slightly smaller defensive item, which in this case has 1 fear defense point, but the transaction gets him $99 out of the deal. So we do that to buy a second defensive item, which boosts our defense to roughly 12 or 13. think I said 7 sanctuaries in my haste, and there's 8, so that's my mistake. I think I was thinking a little too fast for myself there, so my apologies. And it was kind of an iffy first fight for BGG there because he had to use the bread roll in the fight, so not really where you want to be after the first Pokepunk. So he's going to grab the can of fruit juice here, which I agree with. At least the Pokepunks are giving BGG the business. He's going to have to heal again here. And so James getting the same thing. He's going to have to use a red roll firstly here. Ooh, BGG healing to fold and getting the smash. So he does not have to heal a second time after Yes Man. So that's a good thing there. The BGG lucking out, getting some good RNG on his side, and getting to Frank first. Alright, so Frank can brandish a knife, he can come out swinging, and he can talk dirty. So the problem with that is sometimes he can brandish a knife for 26, 27 damage, and when he does that, you're usually dead no matter what. Unless he either wastes a turn, or you gut save, or he comes out swinging, or any other reason of things. But if he brandishes twice in a row and he hits you for 27 on the first turn, you're dead. There's nothing you can really do about it. It's one of those RNG things that just kind of just comes up and bites you in the butt whenever it feels like it. So on the Frankenstein fight, Frankenstein is scripted in the sense that every other turn he wastes. And you can manipulate that for heals, for attacks, what have you. It looks like BGG's having a very, very good fight. I saw the smash attack in there, and 13-17 is a very, very, very good pace. Good save, James. Nice save. You saw James take advantage of the rolling HP meter there in the sense that he was able to save himself before his dial hit 0. And if you do that, you don't die. And you can heal to full, heal to 6 if you're doing cookie strats on Carpate or whatever you want to do. James has 1 heal. He used up all his burgers on Frank, so I'm praying for some good luck on Frankenstein here. Alright, so he's in basically auto fight mode at this point, so he needs... Ugh, that miss isn't helping things here. Come on, James. Come on, RNG. Oh, no. Ah, great, good deal, good deal. Well, it got a little spooky for James, but he got out of it. So BGG ahead by over a minute now. He's going to be on his way to the ATM to get money, to buy burgers, and then head into the slug grind, which is everybody's favorite part of the early game. So again, I didn't cover it with BGG did. I'll cover it for James now. James heading to the town hall to get the key to Giant Step from the mayor. The mayor is so impressed by your ability to beat up the town bullies that he is willing to risk your life to give you the key. Not his own, but And he even asks you towards the end of this little text sequence here, if you get caught and things go bad, make sure you don't blame the mayor. So, you know, stand-up guy right here. So James on his way to go buy burgers. BGG is entered Giant Step, and he's going to be looking for 22 slugs to reach level 8, at which point he wants to have 24 or more offense. The reason why that is so important, you ask. That is because if he has 24 or more offense, he can insta-kill Antoids. If he has less than that, he has to stutter step them. So it's obviously faster to have 24. Yeah, same Gurgluck. I remember playing on like when I was a kid and not ever getting it. And I always thought it was a myth because I had never got it to drop. But we have actually had a Sword of Kings percent on the leaderboards for some time now. And ClassicJames actually has the record. He got the Sword of Kings in like 10 minutes. It's ridiculous. So I'm keeping track. So this is going to be BGG's second pack. So he's got 3. So this is 7 for BGG. And James is looking for his first pack of 4. Looks like he's getting some mice off screen. He can see it, and he's trying to despawn that. There's pack of 4. BGG might have a single straight slug somewhere. No, it might be upstairs. Sometimes they spawn on the upper floor. And that's sometimes when that happens, sometimes you can get single fights, which is way faster than taking a fight of 4. But ClassicJames made up quite a bit of time. I mean, he's not too far back at all. BGG's having a little bit of trouble finding slugs. Alright, looks like BGG's got his next pack here. Alright, so BGG now has 11 slugs, and James quickly finding another 4-pack, so he'll be at 8. And he's got the single fights, which is way faster. So that's gonna catch James up quite a bit here. And just like that, James is 12-11 after this fight. Oh, I'm sorry. It's 11-11. He got a 3-pack too. BGG's going to be at 15. 15-11 after these. Oh, I'm sorry. 13-11. My goodness. But BGG having the other 2 right there. So it is indeed actually 11-15. Oh, 12-15. In the sense that I'm speaking left to right. So I'm speaking the first number being James and the second number being BGG. So it's 12-15. 12-16. This is these spawn amounts are wacky. Oh boy, here we go. Here's a 4-pack. We are all tied up. Oh, we got 16-18 now after these fights. Oh no, I'm sorry, 16-20. I'm gonna wait for the fight to start before I start calling out these numbers. Yeah, he may very well head for it. Looks like BGG's got the same idea. Looks like he might be heading upstairs as well. Oh no, he's walking all the way back. Looks like BGG is looking to get all his 22. See, and just like that, James is still going to be one fight away. This should do it here for BGG. I have to imagine James is going to head up to level 3 though. Yeah, James caught way up here, but BGG is going to have level 8. But does he have his 24 offense? James is going to start heading up, but he still needs another fight. BGG wisely. Oh, his buddies are going to join. He's going to get 2. James, just like that, after this fight, will be slightly ahead, closer to the exit as well. But I think BGG is going to get just by him before he gets out of the fight. Just like that, we are neck and neck. That minute plus has evaporated for BGG. James with the fantastic slug grind. BGG having a decent slug grind, but a little bit of trouble there in the middle. Now, it looks like James is going to have to go for a door despawn here, whereas BGG is getting his butterflies. I don't know if... I didn't see his magic there. I think he only needs 1. He's got his 24 offense. He's good to go. James, man, no, getting caught with the red sword right before the roof. This is a bad encounter to have here. Luckily, he's got his rocking ability, and he should come out of this pretty unscathed. You can, Josh. The newer strategy is to grind on the way up, but the fact is early on you want to be on the first floor because Antoids can't spawn on the first floor, whereas Antoids can spawn on floors 2 and 3. You really don't want to fight those guys at level 5. So that's the reason why they stay low for as long as they do. That was a pretty good damage roll on the biting attack there. I just missed his first rock roll. I think I said it's like 70 something. BGG playing it safe and healing. BGG getting both Rockins off. 100 is fantastic. That's a great roll there. Getting his life up off as well. He's lucky not to have gotten a magnet there. The magnet could have really hurt him. Defense down is really what you want to see there. This has been a really solid fight for BGG. See ya. Good fight. $23.30. The BGG's time is really, really, really good here. Let's see if James can get a similarly good fight. And BGG also didn't only use like 2 burgers, so he can skip the burger buying trip on the way out now. He can head right to cops. It's a good defense downturn. He should be able to get his rockin' off. Oh, he outspeeds him too. That's good. 75 is decent. Yeah, the magnet's going to take away that life up. But he's lucky that, they're both getting both rockets up plus a smash. Both of them having very, very good ant fights. Yeah, Boogie percent is the category ends when you collect the fly honey after defeating Boogie Tent. Time is then. Let me see, and James showing why he's number 4 in the leaderboards, but BGG, as being a former world record holder, is also showing why he had the world record as well. I'm telling you, both of these runners are fantastic runs, and I fully vouch for both of them. You should follow both. They're both fantastic streamers and people. Oh yeah, for sure. There's a full game of speedrun. Like the times that I threw out before. I don't know if you were here when I was going through my opening explanations of the runners, but I was going over their full game times. ClassicJames having a 3-hour 49-minute time, and BGG having a 3-hour 51-minute time. So yeah, both of these gentlemen here, both of them speedrun the whole game. All right, so cops. As you can see, the first cop opened up with his weak attack, and his second attack was the strong attack. That is all they got. They got a strong attack, weak attack. You don't want to see the strong attack. They take roughly 3 hits to turn back to normal. Yeah, he got the 349 of a bit ago, like within the last week, I believe. He got the Tucson manip. Oh, it's a 340-80 PB'd again. Gotcha. Thanks, Earthbound. So, barring any deaths to cops here, I'm praying that they don't. I'm praying that both of these guys have a nice smooth cops fight. Both of these guys are going to get out of Onett sub 30, and sub 30 is fantastic. It's a fantastic pace for any run, non-manip, boogie tent. It's really good. Oh, Uni, you're good. Gurgluck. Yeah, I hope not. I'm praying not. Yeah, that's a good point, Aruthian. So when you're fighting the cops, generally you want to keep your life at full. You want to use a burger when you have 55 or more HP, and you want to use a life up if you fall below that. You really don't want to be below 55. You really, really don't, because those cops can crit you and ruin your run real fast. As long as you follow those pretty simple guidelines, though, the cops usually go pretty decent. I mean, you may use all your burgers, but that's the least of your worries. You're out of Onett, So BGG playing it safe. First turn burger before he unleashes 2 Rockins. Strong's got about 150 HP, so 2 Rockins is generally enough to take him out. And see ya. 2 high rolls. And BGG has downed Captain Strong on a fantastic pace. BGG on his way down, so he's going to pass by a house on the way down to Tucson. In a full run, you would go into this house you would go into that house and get an exit mouse, but in a boogie percent run, it's of no use, and it's basically a time loss. So if you do run the whole game, it's kind of hard to train yourself to not go in there. Like I've done it a few times. I walk in, I get these mouse, and I'm like, crap, I wasn't supposed to do that. All right, good deal, James. And Onett trying to give James the business, but James too strong. Showing EB what he's made of. So, on the way down, you saw BGG go over to get a butterfly, so James has to get 2. BGG already having 1 needs 1 more. The reason for that is so you don't have to stay at a hotel. So you restore all your psychic ability and health on your way to PRV, which is the next segment that they're going to do. So a butterfly restores 20 psychic points. And at this point in time, you would need 2 to fill your psychic points to full. Both runners opting not to get the hamburger on the path. You saw BGG save at the department store. The reason for that is after the car painter fight and after he gets Paula back into his party, he's going to go die to a mole in the cave there, which means that he's going to respawn at the department store with Paula in tow and not have to walk back through PRV. Now we get to Apple Kid, so we have to feed him and give him $200. And throughout the entirety of the run, he makes gadgets that we need to progress, including helping make the final gadget that sends you back in time to fight the final boss. But in this case in time, we need him to make a device that erases pencils. So we just gave him the food and the money. We're going to go have a little walk while he does this thing, and we're going to get a call in a little bit. Yeah, Connector Cave tends to have a lot of spawns. Not in that first room, but the second room is usually loaded with sprouts. As you can see, PGG had to do a couple of door transition respawns. So now he's going to have to deal with the UFOs. The UFOs move side to side. They move pretty slowly up and down, but they can jet left to right pretty fast. And they can catch you if you're not careful. So these two are going to pass each other in this cave right here. But BGG's on his way back to go get the pencil eraser, whereas ClassicJames has to go trigger the metal pencil into memory so that he can trigger the phone call. Yeah, every time you transition, it's 5 seconds total. So the transition out of the cave and then back into the cave to despawn is total 5 seconds. Yeah, BGG going to meet Apple Kid in the park. I tell you, Apple Kid just happens to make the most convenient inventions. And, you wouldn't think you'd ever needed a machine that erases pencils, but you haven't played Earthbound. Later on, he makes the zombie paper, which catches zombies, because, zombies. Yeah, James had a cleaner despawn in the cave, so he did make up a little bit of time here. But you talk about ONET as the great equalizer. PRV is too. PRV can cost you some time. PG getting his second butterfly, so he's set on psychic points right now. So he wants to take 0 fights in PRV. That's his goal right now. James on his way back. 41 seconds separated in these runners. Thanks, VDC. I appreciate that. Right now, only this game, but as I learn more speedruns, I'll probably get more involved with doing commentary. But at the moment, it's just Earthbound. Ooh, BGG having quite a bad time in PRV so far. Nothing he could have done there. Bad luck. Yeah, it was Erythium is pointing out as well. The UFOs do have a high speed rating, which affects your ability to run away from them. So the way that the formula works for running in this game is you take you take your enemy's speed, your highest enemy speed, and your highest party member speed, and you have the sum of those, or excuse me, the product of you take one from the other, and then you. Hold on, I'll pull it up. I'm confusing myself. James with the comeback. BGG opting to despawn the tree. He probably could have raced by it, but that was kind of a tight alleyway there, so I don't really fault him for the despawn here. He's getting unlucky at the spawns here. The estimated time of completion for a novice runner would probably be about 120 to 125, but for these two, I'm expecting somewhere in the realm of like 110 to 115. James is the first one to the shack fight. Like I said, PRV can change the lead as well. It's not just Onet. Onet's a big part of it, but it's not always Onet. James getting the crow. Sometimes that crow can being Alright, so I'll explain this now. So the crow has high speed, and your rockin' hit chance is based on speed. So the crow has a high chance for the rockin' to not hit it. So him actually getting the rockin' the first turn on the crow is actually pretty fortunate. It was a pretty cut and dry shack fight. Rockin', see you later. You don't really want it to go any longer than that. BGG getting his rockin' to insta-kill one of the cultists, so that's also very fortunate. And BGG has fallen behind at this point, Dirk, but he's not out of it by any stretch. James was able to pull ahead with a really solid PRV. And James is forced to use his rock in here as the cultist's first turn calls for help. That's not what you want to see in that fight. Oof. Failed call for help, And see ya. Alright, so that if BGG has a clean fight here, he's ooh, James getting the PSI Caramel. Talk about lucky. 1 out of 64 drop. My goodness. That's going to make Carpainter pretty cut and dry. James getting very lucky with that drop. BGG having a solid fight. He's going to have... They're going to have the same amount of psychic points here. ClassicJames inexplicably door transitioning a second time there. I think he might have just fumbled the controller a bit. And BGG making up a lot of ground on that. And as far as stats go, they're pretty even heading into this fight. 70 is really low on the reflect. Not what you're looking for, but at least we got one here. BG not getting a reflect, but it doesn't matter because in James's case, the first life up was fully healed, but the double reflect on turn 5 is going to end the fight for James. There's a reflect for BGG. Is it enough? It is! Both runners through Carpainter. So roughly the same fight. Really, really solid out of both. Yeah, this race, 42 minutes in for it to be this close is a real treat. So it's going to be a fun finish. So kick back your heels, and so this is going to be exciting. Alright, so the lightning mechanic. So as you can see, Carpainter has a lightning attack. So the chance of it to hit Ness in the first place is 1 out of 4. That result is determined by the amount of party members you have. So if you have 4 party members that are alive, lightning will hit 100% of the time. In this case, if you have just Ness, it's going to hit 1 in 4, 25%. So for James to get 2 back-to-back is crazy, crazy, crazy good. Yeah, that's a good point, Erythium. The Death Warp could drag on a little bit, but generally it doesn't... It's not going to decide a race, but I mean, if it's close, it could, but I mean, I haven't seen the Death Warp decide a race yet. You want to take the red swirl here because you're looking for this mole to kill you. No, I know. I'm just having some fun. I'm having a little bit of fun with you. I appreciate you keeping up on the time that they're apart, by the way. I appreciate that, Erythium. Thank you. James, solid Death Warp. BGG is heading for a bear? He must have, I didn't see his HP count. It must be a little higher. He's going for the Mr. Baddies. He doesn't want the Mr. Baddies. He wants a bear. Nice dodge, BGG. Yeah, he's going for a bear. So this is going to take up some time. Yeah, 90. See, in this case, I would have went into PRV and I looked for a UFO, but we'll see how it shakes out for him. It should be a pretty quick death warp with the bear there. Not if he keeps missing, though. And so I'll cover it up. BGG's in. He's got to go revive Paula to trigger the next story sequences. Classic James on his way back to Berglund Park to go meet with Everdred, who you can actually fight if you don't have Paula. But a lot of people don't realize that Everdred's actually an optional boss. A lot of people will walk into Berglund Park, see this guy on the roof, go over, try to talk to him, and he jumps down off the roof and fights you. And then when you come back later, he just gives you money. But if you avoid fighting him and go get Paula and do all the story stuff you're supposed to anyway, he just jumps off the roof and hands you money. Here's 10 grand. A little bit of hippie manippy on James' end. It's not the Runaway 6, it's Drumboardist and the Runaway 5. Another EV runner, Drumboardist. I've jokingly said that he is the 6th member of the Runaway 5 because of the keyboard. They're going to sing their little song. They're going to walk towards each other. They're going to walk out to the back. They're going to walk away from that. They're going to roll it to the right. Roll it back onto the left. Head onto the back. Bring it back up to the front. And that is their song. Thank you. We'll be here all week. We'll be here all week. Immediately leaves performance because some kid gives the manager $10,000. Nice. Well played. I like it. So, James buffering right as he exits the Chaos Theater here to avoid a photo trigger that he was able to slide right by. If you walk straight down coming out after all this stuff, then you get a photo from the photo man and you lose 20 seconds. Not really what you're looking for in a speedrun. Although we do have an all photos category, which promotes getting all the photos. Dirk, if you do the help command on the water bills, it does tell you it's 10,000, and Everdred himself also tells you it's 10,000. It's just categorizing your inventory as a wad of bills. BGG not doing left side bus, thankfully. We've all given BGG a bit of grief because he used to walk on the left side of the bus, which is not faster, but it took us a while to convince him of that. Yeah, you get a little bit of flavor text on each item. The fourth command, if you select an item, says help, and it'll basically just go over what it does, how much HP it restores. It gives you a little bit of flavor text. And on the water bullet bills, it does tell you it's 10,000. James, with the sneaky little despawn, that little down left move he did there was able to despawn the flies up above the tree line there. That was a really good graveyard for James. Let's hope BGG has the same RNG luck. Yeah, James has had some nice segments here. James is, again, a very, very, very strong runner. Not to say BGG isn't, because BGG is also a very strong runner, but James, a very good runner. Even if you have to do a couple despawns in graveyard, still good. I mean, this still looks like a real... Oh, BGG. Oh, the green swirl, though. The ninja fly, but he got the green. He's no worse for the wear. It's a little small time loss, that's all. James' lead gets a little bigger, but Background Guy is still very much in this. We still have Pawn Cave and Brick Road to deal with. And then, as we've seen in so far a lot in this tournament, we have Boogie Tent to deal with. Boogie Tent has already decided like 3 races. James has a pretty comfortable lead here, though. If he gets a clean Brick Road and Pawn Cave, he's going to be quite a ways ahead heading back. Yeah, that Boogie Trent, always up to no good. There's PK Sandman pointing out, says to Canada, da 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 da. You know, see, I always say that during my runs. I always say Winters is Canada. James getting his equipment out of the lockers here. Actually, you have to actually equip the stuff. Otherwise, Tony won't let you out of the house. Saturn Valley is Canada, free healthcare. Winters is Europe. OzFox with the knowledge. What's up, Fox? Classic James recruiting everybody's favorite NPC, Bubble Monkey. If you like NPCs that kind of lag behind you and screw you in encounters. Yuna rolling in. Classic James having a meal of free stew before he gets on Tessie. Let's see that Tessie chat and hype. Let's see those MS Paint Piece. Let's get them in there. Let's flood the chat with MS Paint Piece. Let's go. BGG having a bit of unfortunate luck with these spawns here. The dog is not the worst thing to take in winters, but it is when you're behind. And unfortunately, this is going to expand James' lead all the more. But Background Guy is going to be a level up when he hits the Protoplasm fight. And he had a 50-50 shot at a bread roll, which he did not get a bread roll. I was just getting ready to say, and he was not able to get it there. Oh, hell yeah, Charles. Anytime, man. All right, let's see. Let's see how Brick Road treats James here. This first fight, as some would say, is worse than Gygus. So, not attacking for turn 1 is a good start. Not calling for help turn 1 is a good start. And there's the call for help. Son of a gun. James healing up here. Let's get a second round of Tessie hype in chat for BGG, please. Come on, run away. Yeah. Here you go, James. Seeing 3. Eek. Yeah, that duck's not in a good spot, James. You ain't getting duck skipped this time, pal. Sorry. Yeah, it's a pretty standard duck fight. I don't foresee James going for the safety croissant, but he might. I don't see it though. He's pretty adept at getting the second proto skips. Yeah, he's gonna go right into the proto skip here. Gets it. Nice job, James. Meanwhile, BGG is gonna do all this stuff I just mentioned. Whereas Classic James is heading for Stuttered At Cave. Oh my god! Oh man! He almost had it. That would have been hype, man. BGG almost had the first proto skip, but Bubble Monkey lagged behind. Come on, James, Stuttered At. BGG is going back to the shoreline. That is why the Protoplasm fight is scarier than Gygus sometimes. Because you're level 1 and there's not a lot. You don't have a lot of resources. BGG still not out of it, but that doesn't help. James is going to be on to the second frame of Pawn Cave here. Mushroom, yeah, despawn that mushroom. Don't stutter that mushroom. Don't stutter the mushroom. You can't stutter the mushroom. For all you newbies who may be looking to get into the run, you can't stutter mushrooms. Yeah. You're just going to take the fight. We're looking at health-wise, 22. Don't let this fight drag on. These guys can hurt you. Alright, good solid fight. Yeah, unfortunately, neither runner being able to get duck skip here. Duck skip is a very fine art and it requires very precise location for the duck. James looking to stutter that. Stutter that mouse. Stutter that mouse. Stutter both them mouse at the same time. Stutter that. GG, James. Up 2 mushrooms. Can't stutter mushrooms once again. See, that's how Bubble Monkey can get you. BGG having the monkey lag behind, not getting the second proto skip, unfortunately. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of people go for the bubble gum first. I mean, I suppose it kind of makes sense. Unless he's looking to skip the bottle rocket. I don't think he's going to do that, though. I live just south of Boston, Massachusetts. Slice and dice. You can come up here and park your car in Harvard Yard. Throw some tea in the harbor. That was a good pawn cave, James. Hey, Serene, I didn't ask to bring hockey into this. Oh yeah, you must have seen the Sunday Night Football game last night. It was very foggy. It was foggy this morning here still, too. Background guy looking to stutter that mushroom. You can't stutter mushrooms. He's just outside the aggro radius. Stutter that mushroom. Good job, BGG. Stuttered that mushroom. Real good. Ah, nice. Yes. Yeah, I put my khakis in my khakis. I put my khakis in my khakis. And as we would say in the weekly races, Skyrunner! Yep, as Erythium has just pointed out, a boogie death is what BGG needs at this point. And it's happened a lot in this tournament. And I'm not trying to go for the commentator's curse here. Like, I'm wishing James and BGG all the best, but I have to talk openly and respectfully about things that can happen in this run. And this is one of those things that can happen. Oh, nice job, BGG. I was a little iffy on that one. That was a little spooky there. But well played, sir. Well played. Nice pawn cave. Yeah, so BGG's gonna need a little bit of help from James here to have a chance. Otherwise, this is James' race. Any multitude of things could happen at Erythium, as we all know. You know it well. Anything can happen still. I actually won a group stage match that I really shouldn't have, because my opponent got wrecked to Boogie 10. I had no business winning that match, but I won it. So BGG is roughly 2 minutes behind at this point. This Skyrunner sequence is about 2.5. So I'm going to put him at roughly 2 minutes behind. And again, as we've said like a bunch of times now, he needs James to die to Boogie 10, which I don't want to happen. I don't want either of them to happen. If they could both win, I want them both to win. But we have to have a winner and a loser here, so. Such an obnoxious sequence. The song that's playing in the background is Won't Get Fooled Again. It's a classic tune, man. Is James going to skip the teddy bear? No. Wisely. I mean, at 106, he has to assume he's ahead. If neither runner is watching the restream at this point, if you're looking at the time frame, like BGG might think he's ahead. ClassicJames probably thinks he's ahead. Yep, there's the encounter, but we're going to be able to get around it here. Oh, doggo. It's going to come down to Boogie Tent. Let's go. Let's see what happens. James going with defend BBR, and we are going to get 138. That is incredibly low and very unfortunate roll. That's less. That's really low. So Boogie Tent's got about 650 health, and that's really, really low. James is going to be in a stretch for it here. 85. He's going to need these rockets to start hitting a little higher, otherwise he's going to be praying. He's still going to be defending. One last rockin'. And then it's defense, it's Prey City. $50. Ooh. This is really bad luck at the end here. We're on prey, so we're on prey strats at this point, and they're all crying. So he needs a dazzling light, or he needs something that's going to give back psychic points for another freeze or something. I didn't do nothing. I have to talk about things that could happen, and this is one of the things that can happen. Now everybody's asleep. No. There's some psychic points back. We're gonna get a freeze. Freeze doesn't do much damage, but he might be able to buy himself a free turn. BGG starting the Boogie Tent fight. Loading up his attacks. The BBR is 484. That's okay. Rocket and a boogie and a rocket and a bottle rock should finish it on BGG's end. Boogie 10 is down for BGG. BackgroundGuy02 has come from behind to take this one after ClassicJames gets some really bad luck at the end. Tough break, James. I'm sorry, man. Well, that was one hell of a race. That was a great race. Come on, James. Let's finish him off. Let's get it. BackgroundGuy02 has finished in first place with an official SRL time of 1:09:55 and is our first racer to reach the Final Four of this year's Boogie Tent tournament. I had nothing to do with the jinx. Not my fault. Not my fault. I appreciate you though, Gurglock. I'm happy you enjoyed the race. No, this is all Cerium's fault, too. All Cerium. Our next Boogie percent race, let me pull up the tournament page. I think it's Wednesday, but I'll double check for you. Cerium, we have the same name. It's both of our fault. All right, so our next Restream Boogie percent race Elite 8 matchup between Angie Yuna and Erythium 1 is on Speed Gaming 1 on Wednesday, October 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern. So be sure to tune in for that. Our race, so we have two more after that. We have Thursday, October 26th at 8 a.m. between Fortunato 46 and Uko Tunes. I will be commentating that one. And on Sunday at 3 p.m., Ultimo Ice will take on Penguinator. All right, James, let's go. Let's get this boogie tent. You got this, Jams. Yeek. First turn crushing Jeff. That's... Ugh. I'm sorry, Jams. This is exactly what can happen. And 2 deaths here. Unless he safety saved, this could be a soft lock. He literally does not have enough money to res characters at this point. I'm guessing by the fact that he exited out, though, I'm guessing he safety saved. Yeah, he did. All right, so he's not going down without a fight. I mean, this is ClassicJames here. Yeah, so if you don't safety save here and you die twice to Boogie Tent, it's technically a soft lock because you can't get enough money to res anybody. You can't do any damage to Boogie Tent. You can't heal. You can't even kill the enemies that are in 3 because you're so outclassed by them that it's basically a soft lock. It would take hours and a lot of luck to be able to grind out enough money to res people. And James, being the true professional, is not going down without a fight here. So, I mean, much respect to James here. He's a very strong runner, and it sucks to see him go down like this. But I have a lot of respect for ClassicJames as well as BackgroundGuy02, so you know what I want to see in chat? I want to see a big round of applause for James when he takes down 10 here. That's what I want to see. All right, James, let's get it. Oh, he's going with the bomb strats. Nice. Alright, so it's a good start. So now we're on to Rockins. Flash Alpha, and it's not going to matter. Oh no, Jeff is confused. Oh my goodness, no. Oh, Jeff nukes himself with a bottle rocket. We need some smash attacks. We need some smash attacks. And Boogie is just not having it today. So we're gonna get another reload. We're gonna go again. All right, James, let's get it this time. Let's go. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, you really kind of. Oh, stop it, Boogie 10. Use the defense spray or something. Thank you. All right, good so far. The bottle rockets have hit. And Boogie 10 is down. So let's give a big ups for Classic James here. Ever the consummate professional. Classic James, you're a classic, man. But BGG will be moving on to the Final Four. Congratulations to BGG. That's going to do it for me, folks. DRock91384, signing off.